Okay, so for this video, we're going to discuss the sales transactions or the sales process in SAP on cloud. So of course, do not forget to log in to the correct company, okay, which pertains to the correct schedule of your class. Okay, and then after which, always make sure that you have inputted the correct username and the password. And then when you enter, always make sure that you are choosing the correct branch name. Okay? So we are going to proceed with the sales transaction. Of course, you will not be able to properly make or prepare the sales transaction if you have not yet established the business partners, the inventory items, and the general setup, of course. So this is in the assumption that you're already done with the setup, you're already done with the business partner establishment, you're also done with the inventory items, okay? And you're also done with the other setups, okay? Of course, you also need to make sure that you're also done with the purchasing process. Because if you have not yet purchased materials or if you have not yet purchased inventory items, then you will not be able to sell items, of course. Okay, so to start with, to start the sales process, you need to go to sales AR, that module, and then go to sales order. So this is similar to your purchase order. So let me maximize the screen. Okay, so this is your sales order. So the first thing that you need to do is to choose a particular customer that you would like to, or the name of the customer that ordered from you. Okay, so let us assume that Norm Thompson. Okay, just double click that one. Assume that Norm Thompson is the customer. Okay, and the customer is going to order something from us. Before we do that, always make sure that the branch, okay, here is named as you. Okay, so if the branch here does not contain your name, then you need to put that or you select that as the uh, default branch. Okay, next thing that you're going to do is to choose the items that you are going to order or the items that were ordered by the customer. So let us assume I'll simply choose, let's say, the customer ordered IBM InfoPrint 1312. So let us assume that the customer only ordered one item. Let us say that this is 10 units. By the way, if you cannot see this particular column, it might be possible that not you have not chosen items here. So make sure that you have chosen item as the item or service type. Okay? So so this will be the purchase order. The sales order will be 10 units of the IBM InfoPrint. From there, do not forget to put the delivery date. So let us assume that the delivery date will be today also. So I'll just assume that it will be today. And then from there, we're going to add the item. Okay. Do you want to update existing data table rows? Yes. Okay. So you simply click yes there. And then the item is already added. Okay. So that is your sales order. Let us close that. After there is a sales order, the next thing that you need to do is to click on delivery. This is only going to be opened if you have already delivered or if you're already in the process of delivering the item. So same process, you're going to choose the customer. Okay, so that will be Norm Thompson in my case. Of course, in your problem, you have a different customer. That depends on your workbook. Now, as instead of you manually putting the items here, we do the same as what we did in the purchase transactions or the purchasing process. Purchasing process, we are going to copy from sales order. And if there are multiple items in your sales order, you look for the latest, okay, which is basically this one, the last item on the list, and click choose. Okay, the draw document wizard will appear. Simply click finish. and the items that were ordered in your purchase or in your sales order is already going to be pasted there. So it will be pasted there, and then you click add. There will be a message again stating that you cannot change it anymore, so you simply click yes, and that's already your delivery. Okay, so we can now close this one, and next, after there is a delivery, okay, so sales order will be delivered. The delivery will be accepted. Upon accepting, we are now going to create an invoice, which is the AR invoice. So for the AR invoice, what is going to be the first step? The first step is for you to do the same. You choose the customer. It says there the exceeded credit limit, so that's okay. Just continue. Okay, so anyway, if there will be those kinds of information or system message, you simply accept that. Okay, and then from there, do not manually input again the items. You go to copy from, and this time we are going to copy from deliveries. Okay, take note. You are going to copy from the deliveries if you are going to create an invoice. Do not manually create an invoice. Okay, so this is now our delivery. So Norm Thompson, we will choose the latest because that's actually the one that is related to this particular AR invoice, and then click choose. And then the draw document wizard will appear. Click finish. And then that's already the items there, and then click add. Then yes. And then yes again. So that's basically the end of the AR invoice. Last process. Okay, so let us recall first. Sales order to delivery, delivery to AR invoice to incoming payments, because this is now a sales transaction. So we are now going to our banking module, and we will go to the incoming payments and the incoming payments document. So incoming payments will pertain to collections of our um, sales, or collections of our sales transactions. So what are we going to do? The first thing that we're going to do is to look for the customer. So take note, by default, because it is a customer or it is an incoming payment, incoming payments will be coming from your customer. So we will choose again the same business partner, and you will see a list of items here. So of course, we are going to choose only the one relating to our current purchase, which is this one. Okay. And then next thing that you're going to do is you're going to right click and go to payment means. Or if you don't want to right click, you simply click the payment means here. It's going to be the same. And to simplify, because checks, bank transfers, and credit cards are actually complicated payment methods, we will discuss this in your advanced SAP. So you go simply to cash, and then by default it will be on petty cash. So don't worry about that. That's basically where you're going to get the receipt. And then right click on this space and copy balance due. Okay, and then click OK. And then from there, you click add. You cannot change this document after you add it. Continue. Yes. And that is already the end of your incoming payments. If we try to look for the same customer and we look at the items, there will be no more item to be paid for that particular purchase that we did because it was already paid. Because the only items that will appear here will be the unpaid items. Okay? Now, if there will be errors, like let's say for example, similar to what we experienced before, wherein the item is still appearing but there is no more balance due because it was already paid, but the system did not update, what you're going to do is to simply close SAP. Sorry. So you need to simply close SAP and then go back. So log out and then log in again. So that's basically what you're going to do. Okay? So let's have another example. Assume we are going to have multiple items. So let's go to sales AR and go to sales order. Okay? So if let's assume that our customer now is parameter technology. Okay? And then we are going to purchase multiple items. So let us assume that I will purchase IBM A0002, and then let's say A004 and A006. So let's assume that this will be the items that I'm going to purchase. Take note, there are times that when you click multiple items, item 1 is clicked in on default. So make sure that it is not clicked, okay? So anyway, if let's say for example you accidentally added an item like that, you simply need to delete the row and it will be eliminated. Okay, so that's basically what you do there. Okay, but for those who are using mobile phones, if you experience that, then what you need to do is to close again and then go back because there is no option for right click for mobile users. So anyway, let's assume that I'm going to order 10 of this item, 5 of this item, and another 10 of this item. So let's assume that those are the items. And then do not forget to put the delivery date. Assume that the delivery date is also within the day. Okay. And then we're going to click add. So that's the same process. Do you want to update? Yes. And then from there, you're already done with the sales order. You can turn or you can close it now. If you want, you can actually do this. Okay, from the sales order, you simply click last data record, and you will be able to access the same document that you created. And then instead of copy from, you can actually click copy to, and you can go to delivery. This is easier because in this case, when you go to copy to, it will automatically direct you to a delivery document which has already placed all of the items that were prepared in your sales order. So from there, you can simply click add, and then click yes, and you're done with the this one is arranged by serial number, so I'll just choose one anyway. Okay, so I'll just auto select and then update. Sorry, this one is updated manually. So anyway, so from there, this will not appear in your that particular item a while ago will not appear in your example because that's for advanced. So there, you can now add it, then click yes. So your delivery is done. What you can do now is to click last data record, and the recent or the most recent delivery can already be accessed. And instead of opening a separate AR invoice, you can simply copy to and go to AR invoice. And your there is an information given, simply click yes. If just in case there is a system message, and you will be directed to the AR invoice. Okay, so now you have an AR invoice which is related to your delivery a while ago, and then you simply click add. So this is easier because you can simply copy to without doing any other items. So this is a system message, simply click yes. Yes again, and then you're done with the AR invoice. If you go to last data record, you can see that copy to can only be to return request and AR credit memo, which is not going to be our next step. So meaning this is already the last part for the sales module, and what you're going to do is to close all the documents that you have done, and then you can now go to your banking and incoming payments. And for your incoming payments, do the same. You're going to choose the customer, and this is a parameter for this example. Of course, in your problem, you choose whatever is related to your activity. Okay? So let us look for that item. So I think it's going to be these three items there, because in this case, uh, the payment term for parameter technology is actually in three payments. That's why it's like this. So in this case, there are three payments there. So I'm going to choose all of the three. And then I'm going to go to payment means. Or you can simply right click, go to cash again, right click and copy balance due. It will copy the entire amount that is payable and then click OK. And then simply click add and then add. Okay, so with that, you're done already with the incoming payments. If you try to check that particular customer, parameter technologies, the recent item that we paid for is or that we already received. I mean, the recent item that was paid for by parameter is already out of the incoming payments. Okay, so if we try to check the relationship map of that particular transaction, you can actually go to, let's go back to your latest sales order, the one that we did. I'll simply click last data record. This was the one that we did a while ago. And then you can right click and go to relationship map. And the relationship map will show to you all of the items or all of the transactions that are related to this particular sales order. So this will show you what are the transactions that happened. So this is pertaining to parameter technology. There was a sales order which was then delivered. The delivery became part of the AR invoice, and then the AR invoice was paid. Okay? And these are the references. That's document 283, document 266, document 243, and document 84. So that's basically how this transaction happened. Which means that if in case later on I'm going to ask you to also get a printout or make a screenshot of the relationship map to prove that you have already prepared all of the documents relating to the sales transactions, then you simply do this. Okay? Again, in order for you to get the relationship map, actually you do not need to go to sales order. You can go to other documents. Like let's say for example, I'll go to AR invoice. Then for AR invoice, I'll go to last data record, which is going to result to the same document that I did or that we did a while ago, and then click relationship map. It will still be the same. Okay, the only difference is the yellow item or the highlighted document is now the AR invoice, which is the document that we are opening. But then all of the details are still available because it will provide you all of the linked transactions or the linked documents to this particular document. So you can screenshot this one and that's already the proof of the finished transaction. Okay, so that's the end of your sales transaction. If you're done, all you need to do is to click file and then exit. Then yes, and we are done.